Hello, everybody. Dumb Guy Live. Welcome in to Dumb Guy Live, episode 26. That's so many.
It's crazy.
We're here. White Boy Tuesdays. Let's fucking go, Wrestle Haas. Indeed. White boys stand up. I don't want to. But what's up, dumb guys? What's up? I don't even know. Icon 115. Dumb guys are live. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We love you very much. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Murph, so this is funny. Murph showed up as the intro was playing, so we have not talked to him yet today. So Murph Burner, how you doing today?
I'm great. I had a golf game today. I played fucking terrible, so but Dumb Guy Live, baby. So I can redeem my day by doing this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, let's get right into it here. We're gonna be talking Best of the Super Juniors, give you an update on everything so far. We're going to do a full preview of New Japan Resurgence, one of the bigger American shows they've done, I would say, crowning a new champion for a brand new belt. And of course, anytime you have Mercedes Moné on the show, it's a big deal. Okay, cool. Thanks. And we got more to talk about. We got some Hana Kimura show to talk about. We got some maybe surrealism to talk about. We didn't we have like one of I was gonna do a King of DDT update. We're gonna talk a little bit about that maybe if we get to that at some point, because the finals are this weekend, which is a big deal. So yeah, let's get right into it, y'all. Let's get right into it. So, Best of the Super Juniors. Jamie, you have the standings in front of you. Yes,
I do. I'm a true professional.
Can you run down those motherfucking standings for us?
Okay, so top in Block A, we have Leo Rush on 8 points. And then on 6 points, we have Speedball, Mike Bailey, Taiji Ishimori, and Titan, all on 6 there. Hiromu and TJP follow them on 4. And then on 2 points, we have Doki, Kushida, and Sho. And with a whopping 0 points is Ryusuke Taguchi, unfortunately. Serious Ryusuke Taguchi has not yet picked up a win. This is devastating. Top of Block B is a bit closer. Leading is we have a 3-way tie with Akira, Robbie Eagles, and Desperado all on 6. Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Clark Connors, Dan Maloney, Yo, and Master Watto are all on 4. And Kevin Knight is on 2. And Bushi is on 0.
He literally might be worst of the Super Juniors after this tournament. Yeah,
he's living up to it,
He's very bad, in my opinion. He's not.
You're the third worst junior in your stable. There's a problem. Most juniors.
Yeah, it's
most
people
do not have 3 juniors.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So yeah, let's get into this, y'all. Let's recap night one. Night one was, I would say, the biggest show thus far. Obviously, it was at Corkin Hall, which is always a fun time. Good deal here. I'm not going to go super in depth on anything here. I think that would be kind of rote, because I think it started off with lots of like solid matches, and then we got into some really good stuff towards the end. So we had at the start, it was Clark Connors beating Kevin Knight, so we did get to see some Bullet Club Clark Connors for the first time consistently in Japan, which he, after the match, I mean, really the big story was after the match, he had, who was in there with him? He had somebody in there with him. Was it Geto? But he had somebody in there. Yeah, it was Geto. He had somebody in there with him, and he was just wailing on Kevin Knight with the chair, which was always which was interesting. But yeah, so we got some Clark. We had Taguchi versus Ishimori. Ryusuke Taguchi's whole thing in this tournament is he is serious, man. He is on the straight and narrow. None of the bullshit. None of the ass-based stuff. But it's not like. But the matches are like really short so far, so he's not doing so well, and obviously an 0-4 start doesn't help.
Not paying many dividends so far, but
right, exactly.
I hope he gets at least one win. It'd be a shame if he.
I sure hope so too. I love Taguchi, dude. He's the best. Yo, I gotta be honest, y'all. There's like nobody fucking watching us right now. What the fuck's going on? There's like 11 people.
Did Monty not do the tweet?
Can you all? He did the tweet. Can y'all share this out, please, and get people to come watch us? That would make me really happy.
We should we should do no more best of the super. We should just stop until.
He's like, don't talk. I tell you what, you don't share this out.
Let's talk about DDT while no one's here because no one cares.
I'm going to talk about. I'm going to start talking about Yuki Arai.
Yeah, we should cover that news.
Figure this out. That horrible. She got hurt practicing for a concert. Poor Yuki.
Are you stay classy?
Poor Yuki-chan.
Stay classy,
So
Parker.
sad. Stay classy.
Making fun of an injury.
I made fun of the funny like a month ago. Well, I guess a little more than a month ago. We were reviewing Supercard of Honor on the Wrestle Purist podcast on the Thursday show, and we were making fun of the Dante Martin theme, and I was like, "Ow, my leg!" because he like shattered his leg.
Okay, that's funny.
Some people in the chat got mad at me for that. So I felt, but anyway, back to Best of the Super Juniors. We saw the debut of Dan Maloney in New Japan. He beat Bushi in his debut, starting off 1-0. What have you guys thought of Maloney so far? I've seen sort of mixed thoughts on him.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, I think he's pretty solid. I can't pretend that I've seen too much of him before, but yeah, I think he's been pretty solid in there.
The driller
has been okay. I think there are lots of guys in Rev Pro that are kind of like up and comers who are, you know, good, exciting wrestlers who really didn't have much of a, you know, mainstay like fan base before the pandemic, and only since sort of the reset post post pandemic have they started to get attention. I think there are like lots of other guys in their group that I'd rather go for. I don't know if all of them are like junior size necessarily, but there are definitely people who I think could have been in this Best of the Super Juniors that aren't. If you're going to take a Rev Pro guy, and I don't know, Dan Maloney's not the one I would have gone for.
I like him. He's hasn't really been impressive, but he's just like kind of cool. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't done anything that's blown me away. I don't know. I think he's very handsome.
Good looking,
but like
he's a good looking guy.
He's a good looking guy. I like Robbie X. I would have been interested in seeing Robbie X in this tournament.
I would have gone with Callum Newman.
Callum Newman is pretty good. Who else is there? I'm just looking at people like
Slater.
Like Connor Mills is good. Leon Slater would have been interesting. That might be a little bit above him, but yeah, it's like, would you say, and even like, well, someone like Oku, I think is maybe what a lot of people would have liked to see, but we did not get Michael Oku this year. So
he'll be on the Wembley card. We'll see him then.
This is pretty similar to my evaluation. IDEK. He hasn't been bad. He hasn't been that good. He's just been nothing, which sucks because I think he looks cool. I'm definitely down with that too. I think he's got a cool look, but he just has not. This is a good point too. A lot of people give impressions. He hasn't had like a main event yet or anything, and that's when people really sort of start to cook, right, in terms of being a wrestler. I think this is a good point too.
Parker, people are starting to watch, which is good.
Yeah, Charlie, we are talking Brit Res. You should get people to come join us. $1.99 super chat from Mario Judah. My favorite podcast. Jamie, hop on a song with me.
I'm down.
What does that mean?
I'm down.
You're gonna hop on a song, Jamie?
I'll hop on a song with Mario Judah. You know,
I love that.
Do some numbers.
Yeah, and Scarecrow's got a good point here too. If you're a guest, like, and this is his debut. It's not even like he did like a tour or something. This is him getting started. Mm-hmm. He's not standing out, I don't think, in any big way. You think back to the people who make their debuts in Best of the Super Juniors, like Lindemann last year was really good, right? I'm thinking back to Bandito and Shingo and Ishimori and people like that, all of whom made their Phantasmo, all of whom made their big Japan debuts in the Best of the Super Juniors, and have all gone to be pushed main event talents. Some of whom have, especially in the
they put Wheeler in a real bad position last year, though. I still think that like Wheeler was made. Like, I don't know. It was
weird. Well, it was weird because it was literally immediately after the Moxley match.
Yeah.
And he was in Blackpool Combat Club for like a week. And then he Ayo.
I love
I've not said
Wado.
anything about Master Watto yet. there's no apologizing to be done. I picked him to win the tournament. It was just like, oh, now you're in Japan.
The thing with Wheeler is like the things that like got like Wheeler didn't even like they gave him like some shitty generic theme. He didn't wear like the Black Bull that's good shit. Yeah, he didn't give him the Black Bull Combat tights. Like he just looked like a generic wrestler when like he'd shown in AEW that he could be more. So like I feel like they presented him like shit, but also I mean clap crowds is such a bad time that I think like
yeah,
like
it was rough.
Like
last
Wheeler
year.
Yuta, I remember people were bitching online. Oh my god, Alex Zane is so much better because Alex Zane goes on Twitter and speaks in Japanese, but Wheeler doesn't go on social media. So Alex Zane just
Le epic Taco Bell guy.
but yeah, like that was such a wretched time when like Twitter was the way you got over. Like the fuck? I mean it still happens today, but
yeah. So that's kind of the Maloney update. He has not blown me away. And and the only reason I like it's not that he's bad or anything. It's just it's best of Super Juniors. Like you expect the very best, and out of a lot of people I've seen from Rev Pro recently, he's not up there for me.
I would have gone with Newman or Slater, but Slater's like 17. Isn't Slater like really young?
Slater's like a baby, and he's only had like a handful of actual career matches, so
He's really
probably
good.
Wouldn't have been him. Let's see. We had Kushida versus Doki. Kushida is in the tournament. He hasn't
such a
yet.
match.
He hasn't yet had a main event or anything like close to a main event, so he hasn't like cooked really. But I'm just so glad that Kushida's back in Japan.
I love Doki in the Super Juniors. It's just like the best for me because Doki gets to do like his like submissions, his Yave, and like he gets to like do like moves that would only pop me, like Tokyo Gurentai moves and like all that. So I love Doki. So what a fun guy.
I think he's like a jobber dork.
Well,
and I don't care. I don't care one bit about the fucking Doki. I think he's a meme, in my opinion. A meme wrestler who people like because people like it when people lose. He was only in New Japan because Desperado got injured that year, and he just happened to be in Japan because they just did Takataichi Mania, and they were like, "Okay, I guess you're in the tournament now," and then you're like, "Okay, I guess you're in Suzuki-gun now." And now I guess you're just five guys.
Since Riot. He was in Riot Lucha, man. I'm a big Doki fan.
He's lying. The next match was Master Watto versus Francesco Akira.
Fine.
Yeah, this was fine. I like Akira a lot. Watto.
Akira has not wowed me since he's been in New Japan. I mean, I loved him in All Japan, but in New Japan he's been like.
Let's just talk generally a little bit. Watto had the main event of night 2, and he's like does some cool things, but like,
dude, he main event with Yo's like.
Well, I don't know about you guys. I was kind of joking, but also kind of serious. It felt to me like they booked Yo versus Master Watto as the main event. Again, the opener was like Hiromu was Kushida versus TJP. They had like nothing notable in terms of interesting, compelling matchups on day 2. And
what drove me crazy is that like I would have loved to see Leo and Taguchi get like 12 minutes, and that would have been awesome. But since like Taguchi's like doing a dumb gimmick and it was only 5 minutes, it like wasn't very good. But that could be so good. So like that kind of bothered me. Like Leo and Taguchi. Jeez.
So anyway, I thought their main event was like just okay. They had a cool closing sequence, and I thought Yo was the more impressive wrestler of the two in the match. Let's move on to Leo Rush versus Sho. I thought this was fun. This was fun, like Korakuen shenanigans stuff. Like this is the type of stuff that can make House of Torture kind of bearable sometimes when the crowd just loves Leo Rush, right? And he's got the cool mask, and they're like sort of beating on him, and he still hasn't taken the mask off. But he fights off evil. He fights off Sho, and he gets the win with the frog splash at the end there to start him off 1-0 in the best of the Super Juniors against Sho, who's like a decently protected guy. So I was as far as House of Torture stuff goes, I thought this was like on the high end.
Yeah, I think it. Speaking on House of Torture, this current show run we got in the Best of the Super Juniors. As much as I don't think many people can say they're a fan of the kind of House of Torture shenanigans. The way they've kind of gone about it in this tournament so far, it's popped me a little bit with show's antics. It's been a bit more tolerable than usual. He's had a few funny moments in there, but it's still it's not exactly what I like to see out of show. But it's what we got to deal with. So.
Mm-hmm. I wonder who's wrestled more this Best of the Super Juniors, Taguchi or Evil? Because Evil's out there like the entire time, just
every
doing,
match,
like,
every
spot.
match. Show.
Yeah, he's Evil's like the unofficial 21st member of Best of the Super Juniors, or just out there, just like doing spot. Like he has to plan out the matches just as much as like Show does. It's very corny. He's a very good friend to Show. Good for him being a leader. Robbie Eagles versus Yo. I like this match. I've liked Yo in this tournament, and I like Eagles sort of inherently. I thought this match was really good. I thought this was better than anything on night 2.
It's not saying much.
And it's but still, I mean, it's two like decently pushed, but not like main event guys in the division, and they came out third from the top. And I thought they had a really impressive back and forth match. Eagles was a killer. He was on offense most of the time. He's dismantling Yo's leg. I thought it was really solid.
Yeah,
all right, good talk.
I've liked the Eagles so
It's
far.
two-
Eagles had a few. He's had a few standout matches so far.
It's two pretty nothing wrestlers, so I don't really have much to say. I mean, it's the worst, dude. It's like the worst theme ever.
Yo, they're better than Doki.
That's so bad. Terrible take.
I feel like most people would agree with me on that.
Yeah, because most people don't watch wrestling like I watch wrestling for the Mexican shitterness.
Mm-hmm. TJP versus Titan in a matchup here.
I love this.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like TJP, I think, a lot more than a lot of people, and of course,
TJP's like a really good wrestler. Like he's an
people just
off-putting
don't-
human, but he's like really good at
Yeah,
wrestling.
he's one of those guys that kind of suffers from like people aren't the biggest fan of him as a person, and so they disregard him as a worker.
He's also been the exact same wrestler for like 10 plus years at this point.
He doesn't age. It's insane. Like it's insane
he's like
how he
old.
doesn't age.
But
TJP's 38 years old.
Yeah,
He's like
one
Momo
of the
Kogo
oldest
age.
guys in this tournament. But yeah, I like TJP. I enjoy him just about every time I see him. Good stuff here. I like Titan as well. Second from the top. This is a fun matchup. This is former tag team partners. They were multiple time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champs together in Suzuki-gun. El Desperado versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru. I enjoyed this. Did you guys enjoy this?
Yeah, well, good stuff. Desperado as well. I've enjoyed this stuff so far. I think for Desperado, it's kind of I don't know. He's in a weird position for me because I feel like he's one of the favorites, but also he's one of those guys that I'm kind of waiting. I think he could also go to heavyweight. So this could be maybe his last.
He needs to do it, dude.
But yeah, it was a pretty fun match, and like you say, with the history between them, it's a good one for the first night.
And this was also Kanemaru getting the win, which was a big deal. I mean, Desperado's easily one of the 2 or 3 most protected guys in the division. So for Kanemaru to beat him clean, they're definitely doing something with Kanemaru this year. He's been reinvigorated being in
the
just 5 guys.
Remontada, and I'm ready to see it. I'm here for it. I'll be here no matter what.
He's not like a heel anymore. He's like just a wrestler, like a technical guy. And I enjoy it. It's good.
And he's just 5 guys.
He's just a guy. He's just one of the 5 guys.
I love the intro, the just 5 guys intro. So
you already.
Oh, it's so so good. You already die. It's great. But yeah, I would be completely fine if this is Desperado's last Best of the Super Juniors tournament and he went up to heavyweight.
It feels like how Osprey was that year. Osprey in 2019. He did Best of Super Juniors and became it. Like it kind of feels like that. Like
I don't feel like that at all because I feel like everybody kind of knew that Osprey was going to go heavyweight. I would not think that Desperado's going heavyweight.
I mean, it's not like that in that case, but it's like in that case where they should do it. Like it's what they should do is what I'd probably say. It's a better word for it.
Yeah, I agree. He's done everything there is to do in this division except win this tournament, ironically. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, Murph, you could. There's like a mute button on the mic. But yeah, he's just done everything. There's. Wake up, buddy. Are you good? Oh, poor guy. He's got his UCF Knights hat on. Sorry, Golden Knights. Now he's muted himself, and now he's.
Fuck that. I thought I muted too late.
Do you need a break, buddy? Do you need a bathroom break?
That's what I just did. I did that already.
Like just now?
No. Back when
okay,
I
just wondering.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good. Glad we got that sorted out. In the main event, what I thought was a great match. This match is getting rave reviews, and I loved it. I said before the tournament, that it was one of the most anticipated matches for me, probably the most anticipated match of the tournament. It definitely lived up to expectations. Hiromu Takahashi versus Speedball Mike Bailey, making his Japanese New Japan debut. I feel like he's done some America New Japan stuff. Yeah, with the Impact partnership there. But man, this was just a great, hard-hitting, nonstop action main event match. They climb up to the top of the stairs. Hiromu does the big running drop kick. That's kind of become his signature, right? There was some callbacks to Hiromu versus Ishimori in this match, which I thought was really fun. Another like all-time Korakuen main event match, right? I just loved it, and I love Speedball Mike Bailey in Japan. I think he fits perfectly. It's very weird to hear him come out not to like Brass Monkey.
Music
This song is so much different. It's so generic.
It's like a generic like rock beat. It's like really like weird. It's like dun, dun, like I don't even know.
Yeah.
Terrible.
But I would love to see them do a rematch for this down the line. I always said Bailey was the dark horse pick to win this whole tournament. I still think it's a chance.
Stud.
Usually they don't give people the main event win on the first night and then have them go on to like compete for the win. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a fan. I just hope he sticks around. Like he's the type of guy who I'd be completely fine sort of being like a heavyweight junior sort of hybrid the way Show and Desperado were a couple years ago.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
How the fuck is this guy in Impact Wrestling? What? Like this is like it's like if Ronaldo played for like Leeds. Like what? Like this guy is like one of the best wrestlers in the world and literally is a stud, but he's wrestling in front of 100 people in a TV studio. Are you fucking kidding me? Tony Khan,
he's great. I mean, I had him. It was so weird. You look at my match guide from last year and you look at the Wrestler of the Year rankings and it's like AEW, New Japan, AEW, Noah, New Japan, right? Maybe a couple All Japan guys in there, obviously. And then it's like Impact. and
none of those matches were in Impact.
Right? Yeah, and it's all like indie stuff.
Let's look at cage match. This is kind of like a title
the PWG Bola finals last year against Daniel Garcia. That's a great match. That's a really
at the
great
last
match.
Impact taping, he lost twice. This guy just is like an Impact jobber. All he does is lose. He hasn't won a match in Impact since what? He hasn't won a match in Impact since March.
You look at like who is it right now with the title? It's
Steve Macklin.
Steve Macklin. Yeah, like it's like
they got a fucking forgotten son as the world champion.
Like, what's going on?
Yeah, he's the world champ. It's the forgotten son.
Kenny Omega was the champion 2 years ago. Kenny Omega
to win it.
Yeah, he beat the championship match was him against Kushida.
Well, thank God, because Kushida can get the fuck out of there. I mean, Jesus. Yeah. There's not like a more off-putting wrestling promotion. Like what about this promotion? Just like I get that like no one watches it, but like how is it still in business? Is it like a mafia psyop? I mean, Jesus.
Impact to me right now is how WWE was for the last 4 or 5 years outside of NXT, of course, where could not care less about the TV. The people who watch the TV tell me it's like mostly shit, and sometimes there's a good match. But then usually the monthly specials, the pay-per-views have some really good matches on them. And that's okay. You can just watch some really good matches.
On WWE Raw, there could be Cody Rhodes versus like even back there, like you would have a Sheamus match and it'd at least be good. Here, who the fuck are they going to trot out?
Well, they
Who's,
have
like, the
guys.
dude?
They have
Johnny Bravo?
Alexander
I mean,
and
Jesus.
Bailey and Taurus and Miguel and the Motor
What's
City
they do with
Machine
Isn't
Guns
Taurus a
and
jobber?
Ace Austin. Well, yeah, but he still wrestles. And they got guys. They got guys. They got PCO.
He has to be 60 by now.
He's not that old. I like
Yes,
PCO.
he is.
Okay,
Old
this
ass
is
man.
good super chat here from MavsFan84, $1.99. Have you guys watched Emi versus Takase from DPW? Emi has been great this year. I have not watched this match. I thought it's weird. I was a big fan of Miyuki Takase for a long time. I think I may have mostly just thought she was like really pretty. Because she has not like blown me away recently as a wrestler. It's been a while. Like I thought the match she had with it was Yamashita last year, right? I thought that match was like way overrated. I did not see it. Some people thought it was like a match of the year contender. I was like, no. But with that being said, the way they portray Emi Sakura in Deadlock Pro is so good. They make her out to be such a big deal because she is, right? Founder of Ice Ribbon, founder of Gato Move, right? She is one of the most influential Joshi wrestlers of the 21st century. And so I'm glad that we get to see her in a position like that. So I have no doubt that this match is great. I have no doubt that the crowd's really hot for it too.
Yeah, I heard good things. I've yet to watch it, but it's on my list of matches I need to check
I don't
out.
watch Deadlock.
well, you know,
Why you say it's so
I'm keeping up. I'm not
if
keeping
there's
up
a
with
good
the
match, I
Deadlock.
watch it. I watch those workhorseman matches that they have sometimes.
It just it feels like a front. Like there's no I never see this promotion like on like YouTube. I don't see any buzz about this promotion. There's like 10 people and like you see Deadlock is like a fan. Like I feel like if you're like a Deadlock fan, I've never watched Deadlock on the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
so
I do not consume Deadlock content.
In the space of like 5 minutes, Murph's called 2 promotions like a front for some shady
yeah,
reason.
yeah. He's like
if I don't watch it, it's a front. That's really the real thing. Like
yeah,
if I don't watch
this. Okay. Moving on down. So yeah, that was night one. And then of course Mike Bailey got the big win over the junior champion Hiromu, obviously the top guy in the division. So obviously there's something here
this was
with
awesome.
this Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey is who you talk going back to the Dan Maloney conversation from earlier. Mike Bailey is the portrayal of the type of wrestler who you want to see coming in.
I mean, but they're like different kind of thing. I feel like Dan Maloney's like different like addition than Mike Bailey because Mike Bailey's an actual name. Like that, no one knows who Dan Maloney is.
Well, I mean, that happened a few years ago. I have a 1-to-1 comparison here. You can say Mike Bailey's a lot like Bandito in 2019, and then you can say Maloney is a lot like El Phantasmo in 2019. And Phantasmo had nobody knew a single thing about El Phantasmo before that came in, and he's turned that into a full-time New Japan contract, essentially living in Japan. It's quite difficult. Again, caveating it, it's very early. He has not had a main event yet, but it is a little bit difficult right now for me to see Maloney getting to any sort of like really high level in this promotion. Could be wrong though. I've loved Speedball though, and I was so high on him coming in, and he's lived up to expectations. Big stuff on night 2. There wasn't a whole ton to report. This show only drew 700 people, which is an insanely low number.
It's a noggin
for a lot. Yeah, I know, but I'm saying an insanely low number for a live New Japan show. Like you'd have to go if you're talking non-pandemic, like no restrictions. You'd have to go back forever to get a show that was like live on New Japan World that low. I would love this. He should say screw Impact. I don't know if he's like what his deal with Impact is, but he absolutely should be.
Yeah, we were talking the other week, weren't we, about and I mentioned it before. Maybe like Desperado moving up. I think Hiromu's one who probably will be at some point. Speed, if you can get Speedball on a full-time contract, that solves a bit of that junior problem, the void that you're likely going to get.
They should sign Eita. Eita would be a great member there. Junior division.
We'll see about that. Some fun stuff. I think the only real notable stuff from night 3 were the final 2 matches, I'd say. Hiromu Takahashi versus Doki was really fun. I enjoyed this match a lot.
Bang.
Yeah. It was good stuff. What'd you guys think?
I loved it.
Yeah, it's good. This was probably my favorite Doki match so far. He's like Murph said, I'm kind of somewhere in between you two on Doki. I don't think he's like, an absolute shitter, but he definitely does turn it up on when Best of the Super Juniors rolls around. So this was like a nice performance for him.
Mm-hmm. I thought this match was just a ton of fun. Towards the end, it's really just Hiromu it's really just Doki like hitting all of his finishers on Hiromu, trying everything he can to win, being super desperate. And then finally Hiromu just like cradles him and gets the win. From what he hits like the time bomb out of nowhere or something like that. It was just completely like, nope, it's over now. Sorry, buddy. I enjoyed that quite a bit. Main event was we touched on it earlier. Yo defeated Master Wato. This match was really boring for a long time, I thought. Finally got solid. Like the literal closing stretch, which went for like 45 seconds, I thought was great. They were going back and forth. They're trading super kicks and forearms and suplexes and things like that. I'm like, all right, there we go. It's just everything up to that was just kind of meh. But I like, New Japan does not generally give wrestlers in main events victories unless they have something there. So maybe Yo comes out of that. Maybe Yo is the guy who comes out of that B block as somebody who's slight surprise to make it to the semis.
Yeah, that main event. You mentioned like it wasn't the biggest crowd. It was also a pretty quiet crowd. At least on the broadcast anyway. It wasn't the liveliest. Ending it with Wato versus Yo. Not the two most exciting in-ring names in the tournament. It wasn't exactly ideal. But yeah, maybe Yo's got something. They got something planned for Yo. So we'll see.
Night 3, a lot of people thought was much better. They drew 1,600 to Nagoya. Lots of fun stuff on this show. I'm just going to talk about the highlights. People super high right now on the Francesco Akira versus Robbie Eagles match, like halfway through the show. A lot of really good reception for that one. I've only seen the last few from this show, so I've not seen this one. But have you guys watched this? Did you guys think it was good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. This was probably Akira's best match of the tournament so far. And I'm pretty high on Akira. I think he's just.
Me too.
I think I predicted him to win. I don't know if I still believe that. He's up there. He's leading the block. We're going.
Which makes you think he's not going to, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's like I've seen how these things work, but it's that block's pretty close, so we'll see. But,
I only caught. Sorry.
No, go on. It's good.
You keep going. Sorry, I thought you were done.
No, I didn't have too much more to add. Just a pretty solid match. I really like Akira's kind of the double knees to the back of the head.
It's awesome.
He's got a great finish. But Murph, go on, take it.
I only caught the last 3 matches of the show, so
same here. This was an underrated. I should have brought it up. I was thinking about it before the tournament when I saw the blocks, but Mike Bailey versus TJP.
I love this.
Yeah, I mean, really good, right? Really fun. This is an Impact match essentially, right? These guys, I believe, have wrestled for the X Division Championship at some point, I want to say. But yeah, this was really good. I was, for some reason, I was thinking the Iron Man match a couple years ago that people were, for some reason, I was thinking it was Mike Bailey versus TJP. It was Josh Alexander versus TJP. But this was a ton of fun. Mike and Bailey's just great. Like, he just elevates everything he goes into, and he brings it up to just another level than it would have been with some regular guy in there.
Yeah, this is good. Just nice. Just some slick technical wrestling. Bailey, I really like Bailey's finisher as well. I'll make the same points I just made with Akira.
Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah, it was, what did he call it? Something like the flamingo something.
Oh, the flamingo driver when he puts him on the shoulders. And
yeah. They teased it a little bit, and then he finally hit it. It was quite a fun closing stretch. But yeah, another good one for Bailey, who's been a standout, and like you said, TJP, who should be getting some more respect in there. He's a good little worker.
Desperado beat Watto in the semi-main, and then in the main event, it was Leo Rush defeating Hiromu Takahashi. So he has potentially earned himself another junior title shot after his second this year. I would say if you polled people and you asked, generally speaking, who's been the most impressive guy in the tournament, they would either say Speedball or they would say Leo Rush.
Leo's
He's
been really
just,
good.
he's so awesome. I adore Leo Rush. So glad that he's getting a shot here to show what he can do. Yeah, I'm a huge fan, and I know you guys are too.
He's proved me very wrong. I've talked Leo Rush. I think he wasn't really impressing me for a little bit. But I really think that he's come into his own in the last year. In New Japan, and I really like Leo, and I'm rooting for Leo, and I'm starting to. And Leo gets a lot of shit on Twitter. For different reasons, but like the retirement thing, which it's pretty dumb. But I'm hoping Leo does well. I'm rooting for him.
Yeah, may have started making the exact point that I was about to make. But he's had, like I said, the retirement jokes and all that, and it's I kind of get it because it's happened a few times, but it's gets a bit tired. But he's always seemed like a guy. We've always known how good he could be, and we've seen the glimpses of like. What a long run anywhere for Leo Rush could be, but it's always looked like with him stepping away and stuff and then jumping around different promotions. It's never looked like we were actually going to get that prolonged stint. And I just hope that now he finds a home in New Japan. I'd like to, like Bailey. I'd like to see him stick around. I think he'd be another one that'd be like an excellent get for the junior division kind of long term. And I just
this is so true.
The best of them.
Wrestling Twitter is so unfunny.
Did you guys know Miyu Amasaki's Kevin?
I saw what's it called?
Yo.
I saw a tweet today. It was a picture of CM Punk, and it said, "Get ready to learn the lyrics of Cult of Personality, buddy." I'm like, what?
Nice. It's like okay, so it's a joke that people have been saying incessantly for 3 months, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna make it twice as long, so it takes a long time to say, and it's also gonna not make sense because everybody already knows the lyrics to Cult of Personality.
Like on NBA
CM
Twitter,
Punk
it was actually like kind of funny, and like when Vince first did like the Saudi stuff, it was a little funny, just a little tad, but like now, get ready to learn the lyrics.
It's funny to say it in contexts that don't like make sense. So like I was joking. So this is like getting into minutia of stuff. So like when you're a speech and debate coach, you can just arbitrarily add people from other schools to your team's roster just for the fun of it, and it like ups your school's like standing and strength and all that. And so one of my kids sent me, "Get ready to learn." We'll say my school's name is Lincoln. "Get ready to learn Lincoln High School, buddy." And I was like, "That's pretty funny. That's pretty good," because I was going to move him to this school. But yeah, no, you can't do it.
I love when there's like actual like funny like mishaps, like Manny's tweet, like that Manny's
Manny's tweet about
tweet ever.
I'm gonna like find it and put it in chat. It's literally maybe the best tweet of all time.
Yeah, it's the best.
So
it's an impact without the New Japan partnership. Oh my god! It's
a picture of the guy. He thought it was like the face of unemployment that he was posting, but it actually was the guy who said like the person
the worst person just made a good point or whatever.
Right? Yeah.
Oh man, Manny's hilarious because like Manny, a lot of what Manny does, he's very very clever in the bit that he does. That was like he just fucked that up.
You just messed up, and it's so funny. Fucking Anjan, who's a decently regular watcher of this show, tweeted. He's actually stole my joke, but he tweeted like a picture of. There was a viral tweet going around that was like, "What's a match that you think is underrated that nobody loves?" And he put Osprey Omega as it and quote tweeted it, and it got like 50 quote tweets. People like, excuse, that's just not underrated. Everybody says that match is good. You idiot! It's like, dude, you gotta be able to.
I can't believe that there's an actual thing that says, "Get ready to learn the lyrics of Cult of Personality, buddy."
Get ready to learn the lyrics of Cult of Personality. All right, I found the
Kevin one drives me off the wall, man. Why is that still going? As a Stardom fan, I see that like fucking too much.
I don't know what it means. Like, what does why do they call a random Joshi wrestler Kevin?
No, so I wasn't there for the origins of this meme, but from I think what's going on is because these people have some of them aren't the brightest bunch. We have Miyu Yamashita. There's already a prominent Miyu in wrestling, so we were like, well, this wrestler can't be Miyu, so
We'll call her Kevin.
Yeah, well, let's fucking call her Kevin. We can't have two Miyus, Why did Momo Kogo never get another name? Because we already have Momo Watanabe.
Komomo, 37-year-old wonder.
It's not calling her Keith or something like that.
Anyway, that's enough.
Where were we?
We have a super chat from an AEW contracted wrestler, Ricky Starks. Ibu left his trench coat in my room the other night. Can one of you gentlemen tell him, please? And do my voice correctly. Don't be like Monty. Grr. That was my best guess at the Ricky Starks voice. But yeah, doing one of these. Coming up.
I love like the beginning of his entrance where he's just like sitting in a room with like his legs crossed. You know what I'm talking about? His entrance. It's like just like.
All right.
Let's go Switchblade, baby.
What the fuck were we talking about? Okay, and then we had a show today. Obviously, I'm not going to go in depth on it because I don't think we've watched it yet. But Leo, speaking of Leo, he got the win in the main event over Taiji Ishimori, so he started 4-0. And then, but really, the match, big shocker that people are talking about is Mike Bailey, this time versus Kushida in like a 9-minute match. So I'm stoked to go back and watch that. We'll give you the full report this time next week on the progress on the tournament. By the way, this time next week, there will literally be one night of block action left. This time next week, we will know who the block A champion is at this time, which is crazy.
Flying by, isn't it? There's a lot of shows.
They're going crazy with they're going crazy with this pace here. So yeah, at this time next week we'll know who the block A. We won't know who the block A champion is. We will know who the block A winner and the semifinalists are, essentially, because they're doing the semifinal deal this year. So yeah, looking forward to it. Tournament's been good so far. I think it's actually been pretty much exactly as anticipated. I knew the Leo Rush matches would be great. I knew the Mike Bailey matches would be great. I knew the Hiromu matches would be great, and I knew we'd get a random, like Yo versus Robbie Eagles on night one. I knew we'd get a random one of those every few nights, and some unspectacular stuff too. So I wouldn't say any big surprises or anything thus far. Just waiting to see how it all shakes out. All right.
Yeah, been pretty fun so far. I'd say like you said, like the kind of standout players have been, what you'd expect.
Right.
Yeah, that Leo Taiji match, that was pretty fun. I kind of skimmed through day 4 before we started, but the finish to that match was really great. You may have seen the clips of it. He goes for like what's his finish called? The bloody Sunday or whatever it's called.
Yeah, bloody cross.
Yeah, and Leo kind of spikes him.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
I was like, yeah, it was a great little closing stretch between those two. And Ishimori, I'm a big Ishimori fan, so it's nice to see.
I like him a lot too.
Yeah, nice to see him performing.
I maintain that Hiromu Ishimori match last year from Korakuen is like blow away, insane, maybe the best New Japan Juniors match since Shingo Ospreay. Like that match is so awesome. I wish it got more love last year. I think it flew completely under the radar. Main events over the next week. We got Desperado versus Yo tomorrow in the main event. We've got Robbie Eagles versus Master Wato in the main event after that. Hiromu versus TJP. And then it is Desperado versus Akira. Hiromu versus Ishimori is in the semi-main of that show, by the way. And then finally, a week from today, in the main event, it will be a match I'm so stoked for. Well, this is not the order isn't set in stone, but I'm going to presume that the main event of the last A block night of action is going to be Mike Bailey versus Leo Rush. So looking forward to that. Okay, let's preview. We've got a big New Japan show in America this weekend. I would say it's one of their biggest ones they've put on yet, with one insanely big singles match, a super hot 6-man tag preview, and crowning a new women's champion in New Japan. So let's run through this card. We're going to talk about the mini tournament first, then we'll just go in reverse order, talk about some of the other important matches on the show. So it is a 4-woman tournament to crown the new Japan Strong Women's Champion. Opener, so they'll it's a one-night tournament. So in the opener and the second from the top, the winners of those 2 matches will compete in the main event for this title. So first opener, it is Mercedes Moné taking on Stephanie Vaquer of CMLL in a match that I'm stoked for because I think I have a unique insight into Vaquer. But you guys excited to potentially see Mercedes get another championship tonight? Or on this night, I should say.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. With it felt like they kind of made the IWGP Women's title to be used in America, and then now they've stuck it on Mayu. they've just made another one. But I'm never going to complain about getting more Mercedes, and especially this Stephanie Vaquer match. We talked about the 3-way that she had with Azumi and Hazuki as like kind of what one we wouldn't have expected with this Japan run. I don't think anyone had this one on the cards.
Never.
Hard pressed to find someone who predicted, they're going to book Mercedes versus Stephanie Vaquer. But I'm all for it. She's someone who's not, it's a big spot for her. She'll have a lot more eyes on her than ever before.
Ice ribbon.
That's right. Yeah. So yes, a year ago, a little later than this time, Stephanie Vaquer was in Japan wrestling for Ice Ribbon. She got a little tour with them. Who was with her? Was it Dallas? I want to say that sounds right to me. But yeah, she was really good. She's super popular. She was also just a little context on her. If you're familiar with her situation with it's Quattrero, right? The NGD guy. So she essentially accused him of domestic violence, and he's since been, I believe, indicted on those charges. So it's been weird. If you watch CMLL shows, and obviously we give her full support in that, but if you watch CMLL shows, she's so popular right now. Like they can't book her to lose ever. CMLL is just one of these super patient promotions who doesn't necessarily put the hottest wrestler as their champion at all times. So giving her a shot in America, I'm stoked for. And it just got me thinking, it just feels like it's been a while since we've had a legitimate like Mexican luchadora get over in the States consistently. It just doesn't really happen that much. So I'm glad that she's
Have there been any in WWE? I can't think.
Catalina from
she's in CMLL
Chile.
now, right?
She's also not Mexican, I don't think. But I could be wrong on
who's
that.
the girl who's in Ring of Honor, but she's really bad?
Miranda Alize?
Yeah.
I think she's American. But I could
she
be
wears
wrong
a lucha.
there.
She calls herself the Lucha Baddies. I mean, it's not. I'm not.
Let me get this. Miranda Alize.
Has to be Mexican.
No, I think she's American. I mean, her family could be Mexican. She's from Houston, so maybe her family is.
Yeah, she's probably.
She might be Latina, but she's not Mexican.
Oh, Sexy Star. That's a good shout from Lamora.
Sexy Star. I guess in like Lucha Underground.
Wait, Stephanie Vaquer isn't Mexican, dude.
She's the one. She's Chilean. Yes, as well. So yes. Man, what's going on in Chile?
What's Thunder Rosa?
Why are they? But Thunder. I mean, again, but also like Thunder Rosa did not wrestle in like CMLL or AAA or anything. That was not her like come up, right?
So basically, there's none considering.
That's what I'm saying. Is like we get all these guys from CMLL and AAA, like Vikingo and Dragon Lee and Commander and all these Andrade, right? But there's very few women who come out of those promotions, and despite that, they're usually pretty good. So anyway, a big tangent there, but I'm really looking forward to Mercedes versus Vaquer. MassFan84, please tell me you saw clips of a AAA show in a flood. I did not see clips of this. Maybe I should see clips of this. Maybe you should let us know at some point. That's very interesting. Thank you for the super chat, AvsFan, as always. Okay, other semifinal match. This is weird too. The only Japanese woman that they brought to this show is Momo Kogo.
They brought her at a really weird time because she's like she was injured when they announced.
Yeah.
She got like stretchered off at the big All-Star Grand Queendom show. That was before they announced this match. So they announced it, and she wasn't
what are they
ready.
cooking here? What are
I
they
hope she's
cooking?
ready
Are they
now.
going to be like not ready, and then they're going to do a replacement on that night? I don't know. Regardless, it feels a little bit presumptive that Willow is going to get the win here and be in the main event against Mercedes, which great match. Super looking forward to that type of match. Willow's, I think, been ready for a big spot like that
I'll
for
take
a while.
Momo Kogo in the upset.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, they had an interaction at the press conference, which but surely Momo Kogo is like, she's just stars as
she's
anything.
a jobber. Like, she doesn't win anything.
Yeah, and it's literally been part of her story at the moment that like stars are kind of, people have been telling her, oh, you need to leave stars because you can't win. So I'd be gobsmacked if she beat Willow.
I would too. And then, so presuming we get Mercedes versus Willow in the main event, I don't think there's a chance of a prayer in the world that anyone other than Mercedes walks out of this show with the title, and that's fine by me because that means we're getting more Mercedes matches.
I'm very surprised. Very, very surprised.
I'm glad. It's great. It's great. I think we've all been big fans of her matches outside of WWE.
Thank the Freeze. Thank you, Freeze.
The longer it goes, the better. The longer she can wrestle anywhere but WWE, that's all fine by me. And again, I still count my blessings that we're even getting it in the first place. Okay.
Sign the deal, buddy. Sign the 3-year deal.
I adore Mercedes. The shine has rubbed off just a little bit now that we've seen her. For me, the most anticipated match on this show is the semi-main, which is going to be the IWGP United States Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. This will be Will Ospreay versus Hiroshi Tanahashi, this is like Wrestle Kingdom main event level match here on Resurgence, and I'm stoked. Where it's Ospreay's return from injury. He's been injured for a little while since the New Japan Cup, got injured against Mark Davis in that tournament, and oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so stoked for this. Who do you guys think's winning? Because I really don't have a read on it.
Yeah, I've been a bit 50-50 on it for a while. Obviously, for the longest time, well, since Wrestle Kingdom, I kind of thought Ospreay versus Kenny was kind of obvious for Forbidden Door. So that's when they're going to run it back because, But now, as Murph is probably about to point out as well, they're doing Wembley Stadium.
Did you guys you guys heard about this? They're doing Wembley Stadium.
It's kind of flew under the radar. There's only a few little sites have reported it, but they're doing pretty well on the ticket sales, and so they might maybe give it to Tanahashi.
Push
Forbidden Door.
That shit back. Give me Ospreay and Kenny. Tanahashi and Kenny at Forbidden Door this time. Give me that rematch. That would be so awesome. So I'm rooting for Tanahashi because I want to see Ospreay in the main event of Wembley because that'd be just so awesome. So
what's the other tournament match? It's Archer and who?
It's already happened.
Archer.
It did?
Fred.
Yeah.
Archer.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Archer won. So it's Archer versus the winner of this at Dominion.
Okay.
I believe.
Yeah. So I mean, and by the way, Ospreay and Archer. I know you want that Tanahashi, but Ospreay and Archer have insane chemistry as wrestlers. Ospreay is easily the best opponent Lance Archer has ever had.
Remember that match in Dallas? How good that was?
Of course I do. That was the match. Well, if you recall, Archer had one pretty good match, and I think it was against Ospreay in the New Japan Cup that year or something. And then he was announced for the G1, which nobody thought was going to happen.
That came out of nowhere.
It was completely out of nowhere. And it was literally because they had the show in Dallas and they're like, oh, he's from Texas, he can promote it. And then he came out and he was an awesome monster. And that tournament was what earned him an AEW contract.
Yeah, that match made his career, honestly.
Yeah. So I mean, Ospreay versus Archer.
That match,
I'll take that in a heartbeat.
And Moxley getting stuck in the U.S. when he was supposed to wrestle Juice at what was it called? King of Pro Wrestling in Ryogoku.
Yeah.
Made his career.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of that matchup. I think it will end up being Ospreay versus Archer, and I think Ospreay will get the victory there, and I think that will lead to whether it's Forbidden Door, whether it's Dominion, whether it's Wembley, whatever it ends up being. I think we're getting Ospreay versus Omega 2 this summer, which I don't know how you can not be excited for that, considering how universally. I mean, it was immediately considered one of the great matches we've ever seen. So I'm.
And
really
if you
looking forward
think,
to that.
I don't really understand the people that don't want Ospreay and Omega at Wembley. That doesn't make any sense to me. But
yeah,
I mean,
there's people who don't want it to main, being like, well, he's not an AEW guy, and he's
wow.
winning.
Like
I
think in
don't
your
like
head.
it. I don't like it.
Let me just say like the thought process. Wow, the best wrestler in the world is main eventing the show. Damn, that sucks.
Oh
Wow.
man, I hate it when great wrestlers wrestle each other in main events of big shows. It's so burn.
Oh, that sucks.
Well,
Oh.
my thought is, I mean, they've already sold a shit ton of tickets. Now you should work on putting the best show possible and not really worry so much about selling tickets.
Also, I think I'm not going to Forbidden Door anymore, so I'm hoping that show kind of a pun. I hope it's a pun.
Fuck off. I'm so annoyed that Forbidden Door is not in Chicago this year. That sucks. Because I can't do goddamn all out because I'm a fucking teacher and you can't do Labor Day shit. Like you can't do that.
See, I wanted to go to Toronto, but then like if it was in any like I feel like just Toronto isn't like a city I'm not like trying to go to. Like Chicago last year, I mean like I've never been to Chicago.
Sick. That's where we met.
Yeah, but I mean I'm selling my tickets to Toronto because like it is what it is.
All right. We ever getting Maps Fan 84? We ever getting that Punk Tanahashi match? I'd say no,
Hopefully
probably. I would love to. By the way. And I thought that's what I was going to get at goddamn Forbidden Door last year, but I had to watch Adam Cole get concussed instead. And watch. Actually, that was not instead of that. I watched Moxley versus Tanahashi, which great match. Are you kidding me right now? Get out of here. This is so problematic. Okay. So, I mean, that's huge. So stoked for that. Third from the top. This is a match that I think when it happens, it should be great. It should be like capital G great. It's a 6-man tag preview. It's 5 of the 6 people who are going to be in the Never Openweight 6-man championship match at Dominion. Okada, Ishii, and Rocky Romero against Shota Umino, Jon Moxley, and Wheeler Yuta. Romero in the place of Tanahashi in this match. And that's the only difference. Like, this is great. Feels to me like Moxley or Shota or whoever is going to pin Rocky in this match and officially earn that 6-man title shot. So I'm just the quality of talent in this match is off the charts, and star power too. It should be great.
Yeah, we talked about how excited we were for that the eventual 6-man tag we're getting with Tanahashi in there. I love Rocky Romero, so I don't think he's not exactly.
I wanted him to be in Best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah, me too. I was gutted he wasn't in there, but get a big show in here, and it'd be a great preview for the eventual title match that we get.
Okay, one more I would say like genuinely notable match here, which is we're getting this match again, but back in the States for the strong openweight title. It is Hikuleo in his first defending against Kenta, the man he won it from just a couple weeks ago. Murph's going to sleep. Murph's it's over for Murph on this one. I don't think this match is gonna be very good, y'all. The one at fucking Dentaku was not that good. I don't think this is gonna be any better.
Yeah.
Sounds like water.
First time was so nice, we had to do it twice.
It feels like there's got to be like an angle or something. Maybe Jay White returns or something like that. But it just feels very uninspired for New Japan to just go back to this immediately, like 3 weeks later, and do it again. So there's maybe like Tonga Loa returns or something, and he challenges next, or I don't know. I can't. That's not that exciting to me, but. Maybe Ricky Starks shows up. Maybe Finley shows up. I guess he's the Never title.
Ricky Starks?
Well, because people are thinking he might join Bullet Club.
Is he gonna wear like Bullet Club with like sequins on it?
Nice, dude. Nice.
Why? Because he wears like sequins.
Yes, dude.
Don't do this, dude.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry, Murph. You're my pal. You're my guy. I just have to get you sometimes. You know what I mean? I just got to make you
Don't try and
flounder. You
pull that
told
shit
me
off.
you told me you'd rather me do that than give you a pity laugh and move on.
Just like no sell it.
I shouldn't have been sarcastically like gassing you up. Like,
That was brutal.
like, yeah, that was fire, dude. But yeah, this is a good show. I'm really looking forward to it. It's a compact show. There's only like two other I mean, there's a kickoff show, obviously, but there's only two other main card matches that we haven't talked about: Street Fight between Rosser and Juice, and a tag match between Saber, Tito, and Barbaro Cavernario and Virus, which is really fun.
Virus, he's a very well-known wrestler. You know, Virus is finally in New Japan.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, to my pal. All right, well, the joke is, our friend Ash, who's part of Wrestle Purist, tweeted that he was really excited that Virus was in a New Japan ring. And I searched if he had ever tweeted the words Virus before. And it's just spelled virus, right? And he had literally never tweeted he never even like talked about him. I was like,
it's a big pop. We love Ash.
It was pretty good. We love to make a joke like that sometimes. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I love New Japan of America shows. I love New Japan in general. It's been so good. I mean, it feels like we say this every week, but I think you guys would both be in agreement with me. They're just on fire. Like they're genuinely.
I feel like
back.
the Nakanishi post where it's like him next to the logo.
Yeah, it's one of those. Exactly. But yeah, after Resurgence, we should have pretty much entire after Resurgence and after Best of Super Juniors the following week. So this time, 2 weeks, we'll have the full Dominion card. And yeah, it's already fucking Dominion.
I just can't wait for G1
weeks,
lineup.
Guys.
That's what I'm waiting for. I need a G1 lineup.
G1 lineup is that usually is at Dominion, right? So yeah, that's crazy. In like 3 weeks, we're getting G1 lineup, which is awesome. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all that. New Japan is great right now. What else is there to talk about? Yeah, you want to get into a little bit of let's talk about this Hana Kimura show. Let's preview this, Jamie. Let's talk about this.
What's this?
Let me get
a week from today.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So of course, Hana Kimura, former Stardom wrestler, obviously. Very sad situation. Obviously, took her life in 2020. Since then, we've been doing these yearly memorial shows produced by Hana's mum, Kyoko Kimura, and they've been like consistently one of my favorite shows of the year. The two we've had so far. They're just like, despite the circumstances, just a really fun time. You get some. Sometimes you get some really big singles matches on there. I think last time we had Asuka
Shuri versus Asuka.
Yeah, right. There's another one on there, but there's a few big names on this card that I'm looking forward to. So the first one was Hana Matane. Then we had Bagus. This is Hana Kimura Pinks. So we have a tagline for each one, and yeah, so I've got the card. We have a big tag match. We have Mika Iwata and Mio Momono versus Aja Kong and what was originally X, we now know to be Sari, who just made their return.
Oh, that's great. See, I didn't see that announced. That's awesome. Yeah. I was thinking it was either going to be her or Kyoko herself, actually.
Yeah.
And so that's such a fun match. Like, that's so great. You get four of the most you get two like fast rising up and comers in Momono and Iwata. Momono, by the way, won the Marvelous title, the AAAW title, just last week, right? And not only that, I think I was just going to point. I don't think people realize like the lineage of that title. Like it's very big that she was able to win that. Marvelous, I think, has been kind of lame recently, so I was really glad that it's not Chikayo Nagashima anymore. But then you match them up against Aja Kong, who is, of course, as much a Joshi legend as anybody not named Chigusa Nagayo, and Sari coming back, who is maybe the most prominent independent Joshi wrestler of the last decade. Aside from especially thinking of people who never spent extended time in Stardom, it's got to be her. So what a fun matchup. I mean, it's so great.
We have our big singles match of the year. We have Soriano, who's recently been popping up in Stardom, but she's still, I believe, considered a freelancer. She works like Oz Academy shows and stuff like that. She'll be taking on Miyuki Takase, who I know you kind of brought up before. She had a great match at today's Sauriism show. So this is what I'm super excited for. I think it should be a lot of fun.
See, with this match is funny because ironically, you asked me this like 2 years ago, and I'm like, oh great, Takase, yes, let's go. And I was kind of lower on Saori than a lot of people, but at this point, the switch is flipped. I'm all in on Saori, and Takase's kind of underwhelmed me recently. So yeah, but still, I mean, super high profile matchup, and again, one that would never happen probably under other circumstances.
Yeah, we have a trios match, fun trios match. We got Tokyo Cyber Squad reunion, which you always get a little bit of that on this show. It's Konami, Fukigen Death, or I guess it'd be Death Yamasan in this case,
Yoniyama.
and Rina, the new Future of Stardom champion, by the way. we didn't talk about the.
I know.
Yeah, they belted her up. Took the belt off Ami Sourei, which maybe means that she got the tag belt, right? She's already like pushed up the card. She doesn't really need the future belt for too much longer. But it's nice that Rina has a belt for this show. She's kind of like she won with Hannah's finish of the Hydrangea when she beat Ami Sourei, and she promised last year that she'd return to the Hana Kimura shows with a belt next year. So it's nice. And they're against Shuri, Asuka, and Natsupoi. Kind of an all-star lineup there. That should be super fun. And then the last singles match we have listed here as I believe good old Hana Kimura or something like that. It's Sakura Hirota.
Sakura Hirota. Yeah.
She was at the Suri show as well today, as Suri, which that was fun. I love the cosplay gimmick. She's against X. We don't know who that is yet. That one hasn't been revealed. I've seen
that one's got to be. That one might be Kyoko.
Yeah, well, I've seen people throw around a few names. I've seen more than a few people mention like Mercedes. I don't think she's going to be there.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening, guys. It'd be fun, but I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah.
Also, just like it'd be quick. It's like a 2-day turnaround from Resurgence to.
Yeah, it's pretty.
To,
I don't see that. They kind of go on off like the Hana thing with the. She made a debut in the gear and all that. But I think you're on the money with Kyoko.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's Sakura Hirota, so they're gonna have like so much fun stuff playing, and it's obviously gonna be comedic, but it's what it's gonna be is out of celebration and out of appreciation and love for Hana Kimura. Yeah, I love that they do these shows. I'm so glad that Kyoko has been able to find some happiness and some celebration from what was a really horrible tragedy. And yeah, it's just the best stuff. Like I just think of Keno last year, who like his gimmick is that he's so intense and serious that anything outside of that just infuriates him, and he's out there against fucking Black Mensoray. He's doing the Shaw thing, and it's like, and Keno's he's just pissed. He's like so mad at the world. It's just great, and so yeah, this is that's a special time, and it's always worth worth going out of your way to see.
Yeah, it's good fun. There's I think there's 2 other matches, but they're kind of like multi. Men and women.
I'm sure there'll be a gauntlet or a battle royal of some kind.
I believe like Chihiro Hashimoto's announced for it. Ryo Mizuno. There's a few fun names in there, and
you'll get some Wrestle 1 people. Like I'm sure if he wasn't injured, like Shitaro Ashino would have been in there. You'll always get some of the indie guys that she loved. You'll get like Hub and what is it? It's like Isan Aigu or something like that. You'll get so yeah, all that good stuff. The Hana Kimura verse is maintained with this show every year, and yeah, I love that Rina's coming back with the title. She was the out of last year's show. I mean, she was the big person everybody was talking about. They clearly wanted to do something for her to give her some shine off of this show, and so yeah, like you said, she comes back with a belt. I think that's great.
I hope
Okay.
Susumu Sugi, one of my favorites, is on the show.
Yeah, Sugu. Yeah, Sugi. Yeah. He's on it too. It's all those like all the Osaka Pro masked guys. Billy Ken Kid and Ultimate
Yes.
Spider Jr. and all these guys. There are literally probably less than 50 people in America who could like rattle those people off.
Yeah.
Off the top of their
We're a special breed.
We're something, everybody. Maybe Zeus will be there. I'd be so happy if Zeus shows up.
I haven't seen a Zeus match since I haven't watched any of the new Osaka Pro.
I love Zeus so much. He was my favorite guy in all Japan. And then he left and he went to.
Where's the Bodyguard? He had that one DDT tournament.
Bodyguard came back. Bodyguard came back at All Japan recently, I thought.
Really?
Or maybe I'm.
The Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard. Remember when you were like a Bodyguard meme guy for a while?
Yeah,
that was really funny.
I grew up, man.
Okay. Jamie, really briefly, just go over. Have you watched any of Surrealism today?
Yeah, I watched the full show.
Yeah, give me. Let's just talk about Suri specifically. Like, how'd she look? Did she live up to expectations coming back?
Oh yeah, we are so back.
We're back. Yes, I love hearing that.
Yeah, she's not missed a beat. You know, like you said, she's probably she was the best freelancer at the time before she left for WWE. Didn't get she came to WWE at a really weird time where first it was the pandemic and then she kind of joined in kind of like the start of 2.0, which was
right at 2.0.
So such an unfortunate time for her. Because if she'd have gone like in the heyday of NXT, she'd have been like women's champion and stuff.
Yeah, they would have pushed her. She would have been like Kyrie. Absolutely.
Yeah, but no, she came back, and I don't think she could have picked a better opponent. She's in there with Chihiro Hashimoto, who's just like one of the absolute best. And they had a killer match. It was hard hitting, huge suplexes. They brought to the outside a little bit, and the crowd was there for it. It's Surrey's show. It was Surrealism. Of course, they were there for it. Big Hash got the big win. Surrey taking a loss and a comeback, but after the match, they kind of they hinted that there's more to come between those two, and it was just super exciting. I say the only other really notable thing that happened on the show that you'd need to seek out was the Arisa Nakajima and Akari versus Miyuki Takase and Ibuki Hoshi tag match. That was a fun time. But other than that, it was a pretty short card. So if you can find it, then go out your way to seek that one out.
On Suri, I think I mentioned this on the day that it was announced that she was coming back, but I genuinely believe she was the best Joshi wrestler in the world in 2019, her last full year in Japan. I don't think there was anybody else in Joshi who matched her incredible matches that year, specifically with Asuka, Veni. Just great stuff all year. So, Suri, she's a star. I'm so glad she's back. And, maybe people don't want to hear this in my busy time. I'm watching Joshi Indies less and less. Ice Ribbon has lost all of their best wrestlers, and I'd be super fine if Suri just went to fucking Stardom. I'd be like, yep, fine by me.
There's kind of one pretty obvious match that they've that there's pretty much on the table. But just before she left for WWE, we had our match announced for her and Mayu Iwatani. It never happened, just with the whole timing of it. Suri wants the IWGP Women's Championship. Mayu is the IWGP Women's Champion. So, doesn't take a genius to work out that one maybe coming up. But, I mean, if she's going to be around on the Joshi Indies, she obviously, levels the Joshi Indies up. So that it would be a big benefit. But like you say, for someone who's not, super locked into the Joshi Indies, I can see why you'd I'd be more than happy for her to join Stardom.
Okay, Murph, I want to give you a moment to talk a little bit about Dragon Gate.
There was a very
about a 6-man tag over the last week.
Very, very must see Dragon Gate 6-man tag over the other day. So Dragon Gate last week they unveiled their new Big Six wrestlers. Strong Machine J, Code Minora, Ben K, Yuki Yoshioka, Madoka Kikuta, and Shun Skywalker, not Skywalker. But they had a 6-man tag of these teams. and it was a tremendous match. Like one of the best tag team matches of the year, I'd say. It was Ben K, Strong Machine J, and Yuki Yoshioka versus Kona Minoura, Minoru Kikita, and Shun Skywalker. This is an insane match. I recommend everyone to see this. And after the match, there was a couple people who weren't included in the new Big Six, and one of those was Big Boss Shimizu. Big Boss Shimizu was not included in this new, so he came out and was like, "What the fuck? Why am I not part of this?" And he basically challenged Madoka Kikita. So it'll be Madoka Kikita versus Big Boss Shimizu for the Dreamgate title.
Big Boss ain't winning that one. So we're heading right into Kobe World pretty soon here. Actually, it's kind of sneaking up on us. But yeah, we'll probably get one more summer title match, and then we'll see what the Kobe World main event ends up being. But yeah, I mean that's what you do. This is why I like Dragon Gate sometimes more than other promotions, is because they do the inspired. Am I in a fucking echo? They take six-man. Sorry, I was hearing myself. They take these six-man tags, I should say their signature match is like the three-way six-man tag. Obviously, the three-way trios match, and so by extension, the six-man tag is what they're known for. And so what do you do when you announce a new Dragon Gate 6 who are going to lead your promotion through the next decade, hopefully? Then you immediately put them in a fucking tag match together, because it's fun, because it's exciting, because it's hot, and then of course, believe it or not, it's 6 insanely motivated guys who have all been put into this position, right? That's a big deal. And yeah, they put on an incredible match. They wrestle incredibly well. So I haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, but I love the booking idea. As soon as you sent that match to me, I was like, hell yeah, dude. I can't wait to watch that shit. So I'm stoked. I'm excited to see if Strong Machine.
One more thing I would like to talk about in Dragon Gate, and there was a match. So on paper, this match does not look must see, but I also recommend everyone watches the Diamante, Hyo, Ishin, and Kai versus Dragon Kid, Eita, Kagatora, and Ultimo Dragon. You see, this match doesn't sound great on paper, but after this match was one of the best angles that I've seen in wrestling in a long time. So basically, Diamante wants a mass versus mass match with Ultimo Dragon. That's all Diamante wants. And Ultimo basically was coming up with reasons on the spot. It was pretty funny. Ultimo came up with like 12 reasons why he shouldn't have that match and kept ducking it. So then Ryo Saito has suspended Ultimo Dragon from wrestling. And here's the real kicker for Ultimo. Ultimo can't sell merch until he comes back and he steps the match. So I'd look for the Kobe World season, or there's rumors of there being a Toriyama Mexico show in the foreseeable future where there'll be an Ultimo Dragon versus Diamante mass versus mass match. And sources say that Diamante is a pretty handsome guy, so Diamante this actually could be a pretty good thing for Diamante.
He's got flowing locks. He's got the hair locked.
Apparently,
down.
He's like basically the words were said was like he'll be in gold class by Thursday if it happens on Wednesday.
So I got a question for you. If they're thinking Kikuta versus Ben K, which I think both of us are thinking is
I think it's either going to be Ben K or Yuki. That's my guess.
Okay, I would say probably Ben K.
Could be SBK. I don't think so.
I'd be shocked if it's SBK.
But that might be the direction.
He just hasn't been around.
I think that's going to be the direction after.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. But regardless, if it's, let's just presume it's Kikuta versus Ben K. If it's that or Diamante versus Ultimo Dragon, like what do you think would main event if it's Kobe World?
The Dreamgate title match.
Oh man, I think it should be the mask match.
That's why I think they should do it in Mexico, because people actually care. People will not. Dragon Gate fans don't give a shit about Ultimo Dragon.
I don't know.
If it was Dragon Kid,
yeah.
If it was Dragon
Kid, okay, that's a good point. If it was Dragon Kid,
BK, it would main event the show, but Ultimo, no.
Mm-hmm. They should,
because no one thinks Ultimo's going to lose.
It fucking should be Dragon Kid versus Diamante. Why is it not? Why is it Ultimo Dragon?
Ultimo and Diamante are buddies. That's why Diamante is there in the first place.
Stupid. It should be Dragon Kid. Like there's literally no reason.
Main event easily. I would have a main event if it was DK.
Because if Diamante is losing his mask, like, yeah, then it's okay to put up Dragon Kid's mask. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Because DK could actually like foreseeably lose.
And I know that would make the match more interesting, right? That would make
Also,
the match
like
more.
I think it's pretty interesting. Like Dia wasn't a part of the Big Six because he's basically like the new DK. He's never gonna win the Dreamgate title, but
Yeah.
he's just gonna be the mascot.
Yeah. He's not a part of it. And it's funny. A year and a half ago, it was like outside of Shin and maybe Minora, he was like the most pushed guy out of all these guys. Okay. Anything else y'all want to talk about before we get into
quick
get into
DDT?
it? Quick DDT. Oh, the thing is, I forgot to look. Okay, I'll find out.
Who's
Hold
still in it?
on.
That's the question.
That's what I see. I don't even know. The King of DDT's second round. The people still in it are so the semis will be. I don't know what the semis will be. The final four is Ueno, Akiyama, Chris Brooks, and Higuchi. I'm gonna say Jun wins the tournament. Feels like Jun Akiyama is gonna win this tournament. To me,
I don't know why Hiroshima is just a loser now. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, dude. He lost. Like he did a tag match. It was like I guess he was teaming with Kazuki Harada, but still, like Yusuke Okada's on the other team, who they do nothing with, and they still lose.
It's a shame.
Hiroshima, this poor guy. The matches in this in this tournament, like there's been like no buzz around DDT from what I've seen.
It's like a shame that it's like kind of cooked.
The only bit of buzz is I thought that I heard that Hideki Okatani put on a good performance in the main event of the second round show against Higuchi.
He's been getting good.
Yeah. So for a while, I think a lot of people thought Senshiro Takagi was actually going to win this tournament.
They did the first 3 rounds in Shinjuku Face, and they did less than 300 fans for the second round.
What the fuck? 206 fans for the second round in Shinjuku Face. Like, what?
That's terrible. What was their last Korakuen number?
That's horrible. They did more than that in Chiba a couple days ago.
Dude, they did 531 in Korakuen. Jamie did a crisp.
Shit, look at this. Actually, hold on. You guys got to see this card. I need to watch this. The main event of the current, it's taped, so it'll come up tomorrow. They always do the 3-day delay on those, right? On Wrestle Universe. Did Jamie leave? What the fuck happened?
He pulled a crisp.
They always do these like I'm gonna put Jamie back there. That feels better. They always do these like obviously they'll go on like one weekend tours where they go to like Chiba or they go to Osaka or wherever. The main event of this show is crazy. Jun Akiyama, Yuji Hino, and Yukio Sakaguchi versus Tetsuya Endo, Harashima, and Yuji Okabayashi. That's an awesome main event, dude. Like that's 6 like stars. That's 6 studs, man. I want to see that shit now. Man, I need to put that on there. That's incredible. Y'all need to not let me forget to watch that. Also, I guess the 6-man titles changed on that show. It's now Harimao are the champions with Ryota Nakatsu and Yuki Ishida and all them. Anyway.
Who's Ryota Nakatsu?
He was a Basara guy who joined
That's
DDT.
Like a blind spot for me.
Well, Basara left Wrestle Universe, and so
I never watched
their shows don't come up anymore. Like they don't have a streaming service. They're on Samurai TV like 3 times a year.
The dude I really like in DDT right now is Uni. I think he's real good.
I don't give a shit about kid wrestlers. They can quit for all I care.
It doesn't bother me. It's like the same as playing football.
Yeah, it annoys me. Well, I don't think kids should really play football, but you want to get into this?
Not really. Didn't you play football?
Yeah, it was bad. Okay, fellas, I think it's that time. Oh, by the way, it's okay. Out of those 4, Jun, Ueno, Higuchi, and the fucking other guy. Who the fuck
Chris
else?
Brooks.
Chris Brooks. Who do you guys think is going to win?
June.
I think June.
Yeah, I've not been keeping up with DDT a ton recently, but
no one is. Don't worry.
Yeah, June. Yeah, I'll just agree.
Yeah, sure.
Doing
all right, it's that time. Piece of the week. Piece of the week.
I'm not even like an attendance freak, but doing 531 in Korakuen is just like, dude, what are you
Piece
doing?
Of the week.
Piece of the week.
Wow.
Piece of the week.
Well, I have a new gimmick. Shit. 1 second.
It's that time. Oh, Murph's got a new gimmick. All right, we'll be patient. Jamie, you always kick us off. Who's it's been a little bit of a quiet week. Who's your beast of the last week?
My beast. There's a few candidates from Best of the Super Juniors, but my beast of the week this week is Surrey back
Nice.
in action today, and you know, she's just like I said earlier. We don't need to go too much into it, but she's not missed a beat. She like felt like a big deal instantly, and had a really great match with Hashimoto. Hashimoto obviously won, but you know, it was all about Surrey here, and it's just super exciting seeing her back in the ring. You know, actually like wrestling, and yeah, just great stuff. Looking forward to like more from her. So yeah, she's my beast of the week.
That's a good choice. That's a really good choice. It's been so quiet this past week, you guys. There has not been, you know, it's always the week after Golden Week. Everybody's kind of chilling, except New Japan, doing 10 nights of Best of the Super Juniors in about 15 days. But there was a Korakuen Hall show this weekend from Pro Wrestling Noah. And in the main event of that show, it was the return of Axis as a tag team. It was Keno and Manabu Soya taking on Katsuhiko Nakajima and Go Shiozaki. And I'm all fucking in on Go Shiozaki right now. He lost and they beat him. And it's like, this is like Pro Wrestling Noah vibes right now. It's like, okay, here we go. Is this happening? Is he gonna be the one to beat Jake Lee at some point? It's so funny how wrestling works. How you're like, if you lose, he's, you know, that's like, oh, that's good for Go Shiozaki. But goddamn, dude, it's gonna happen. I'm all in. He's gonna get that look on his face. He's gonna get that focused, intense look, and he's gonna chop the shit out of somebody. He's gonna hit a go flasher and a go on lariat, and he's gonna hit the Flosion. He's gonna win that title at some point. I am so excited for Go Shiozaki being back in Pro Wrestling Noah. I considered going with Kenny Omega last week, if only for that spot in the cage where he literally almost died, and he ended up being fine. Omega would be a fun consolation. But Murph, what about you? Is this MF Doom? Ah!
It is.
It's him. You're alive.
This is MF Murph.
Do I have to type that in all caps when you say the name?
All claps when
Everybody?
you say my name. Okay. My beast of the week, since there was like no wrestling outside of like AEW this week, my beast of the week has nothing to do with wrestling.
What? You're Manny now.
My beast of the week is number 12, point guard for your Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant.
We've officially jumped the shark on on Dumb Guy Live.
Ja Morant is my beast of the week because he's a real vigilante like me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to do the tweet. I have to get the pick. We're gonna have
I think that song "Rap Snitch Kniches" is about the guy who was filming him during that. I think that's what that song is in reference to. Fucking Ja Morant. that classic stable of Suri, Go Shiozaki, and Ja Morant. That's going to be a great tweet. Is that you who does that tweet, Murph? Is that you who usually does the beast of the week? It's you, Jamie-san. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
should we?
That was
last week we did like a collective one. Do we have?
Should we do it? I would say Omega. Say Omega.
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny. Is that fine with you, Jamie?
I'm cool. I'm always cool with Kenny Omega.
I love it. Okay, Omega. That's our guy. All right, everybody. Our beasts of the week: Suri, Go Shiozaki, Kenny Omega, and frontman Ja Morant. Are our beasts of the week this week for all their various levels of success in the pro wrestling world. For that, everybody, looking ahead to next week, it stays kind of quiet. We will definitely be reviewing Resurgence at this point next week. I think that'll probably headline the show. We'll have a pretty decent idea of where we're going for Best of the Super Juniors, and outside of that, it's still pretty light. So we'll definitely give you lots of updates from all around Japan, and hopefully, I don't think I'll have gotten a chance to watch the Hana Kimura show by this time, unfortunately, next Tuesday. But at some point, we'll give you that. So 4 Jamie, and for Murph. That's going to do it for us this week. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Like I said, it was kind of a quiet week, slow week, but the fact that you were here watching means the world to all three of us. So thank you all so much for being here.
Stay dumb.
Yeah, stay dumb, everybody. We will catch you next time.